something common amongst ADHDers, as this content creator is portraying it, is stimming. And I love how he turned this into like a video game, you know, like a fighting. Immediately the first thing I thought of was like Tekken or Soul Calibur, because those are the video games I grew up on. But anyways, back to the point, is that stimming is something very common amongst neurodivergents, not just ADHDers, but also those that are on the spectrum. And I've done videos on this, and basically it's what helps us regulate our emotions, or if we feel sensory overload, if we feel if for example, like me, something, and I've talked about this, is that I am very sensitive to loud sounds, loud people, like loud places. So I bring earplugs everywhere I go. So that way I avoid, you know, having a complete, you know, meltdown. And the thing is, when I feel overstimulated, I personally, I don't pick on my skin. My go-to is moving my arms up and down. Or, you know, depending where I'm at, I will get up and I'll just start moving. And then another one, when I feel nervous, is the British accent. Hello, governor. So basically, for example, me with the British accent, I love the British accent, and because I love it so much, whenever I feel anxiety or overwhelmed by my environment or who I'm around, it helps me regulate my anxiety and my emotions. Well, anxiety is an emotion, right? It helps me regulate my anxiety by speaking in something that I am very hyper fixated on. So overall, stimming is what helps us regulate our emotions and overall help us decompress when we're feeling overwhelmed by our environment, by the people that we're talking to. And the thing is, us neurodivergents, we mask on such a high level, and so we try to avoid stimming. But if we start stimming, it's to the point where we are a bit overwhelmed. And another common thing that I personally do is so when I'm really excited, or when I'm nervous, or if I like notice something's out of place, or I can't find something, that helps me it helps me decompress, like, because I could already feel that I'm gonna start feeling overwhelmed and anxiety. So it just helps me decompress a tad bit those symptoms. And so there are different ways of stimming again, but overall, those of us that are neurodivergent, it's a very common thing for us. So if you have a loved one that is stimming, it is crucial. Again, as neurodivergents, we already feel shame and guilt. So if you have a loved one that's stimming, rather than pointing out how awkward it is, a way you could support your loved one that is neurodivergent and needs to stim is just simply by not pointing it out. Or, you know, for example, if it's a movie quote, like me, for example, like I will say over and over again the same movie quotes. So my loved ones know, for example, like they'll add on to it, or they'll say what movie it's from. So rather than pointing out like, why are you doing that? Because again, we already feel guilt and shame. So as a 30-year-old woman with diagnosed ADHD and certified life coach, I approve this message.